Hey guys, it's Miss Trapp, and today I want to share a story with you called The Sandwich That Jack Made. Okay, last week we talked a little bit about adjectives and what they do. We all know that adjectives help describe a noun, and a noun is a person, place, or thing. I want you to try and pick out all the adjectives as I read each page, okay? And adjectives can tell how many, it can tell what kind, things like that. So be paying attention for the adjectives throughout the book. Jack found some butter. Then he found some bread. Here is the butter he spread on the bread. Okay, a lot of rhyming words also. Then he found some tomatoes, all juicy and red. Okay, what would be my adjectives? Then he found some tomatoes, all juicy and red. Okay, good. Juicy, that tells what kind of tomatoes. And red tells about their color. Okay, very good. And it made the sentence better. When you can use adjectives in your writing, it just makes it more detailed, more vivid. So think about how you could apply that to your writing. Here are the tomatoes, all juicy and red. On top of the butter, he spread on the bread. Then, I hear a transition word. Then Jack found some rice and a big jar of spice. Okay, we notice rice and spice rhyme. Jack put in some rice and added some spice. Here is the rice covered in spice. It's on the tomatoes, all juicy and red, on top of the butter Jack spread on the bread. Do you notice a pattern here? Okay, good. Yes, we keep going back to every step that we've named. Okay, so I'm noticing maybe some sequencing going on here, but the steps are getting longer and longer. Then Jack found some chips and a package of dips. Dips, chips, rhyming. He mixed up the dips and added the chips. Here are the chips mixed with the dips. They went on the rice, covered in spice, over tomatoes, juicy and red. On top of the butter, he spread on the bread. Good job. This sandwich is starting to get very elaborate. Does it look yummy to you? Now, I'm not sure I would eat that. Then Jack found some cheese and some little green peas. He added the peas and some of the cheese. Here are the peas with some of the cheese. They went on the chips, mixed with the dips, on top of the rice, covered with spice, over tomatoes, juicy and red, on top of the butter Jack spread on the bread. Quite the concoction. Don't you agree? Then Jack found a pot of thick yellow cream. He found a big lettuce, crispy and green. He covered it all with the thick yellow cream. Let's see if we can find the adjectives in this sentence. He found a big lettuce, crispy and green. There were 3 in there. All right, big, that would describe the size of the lettuce. Crispy and green, that tells you what kind of lettuce. Well, it was crispy and it was green. Very good. Here's the lettuce, crispy and green, dripping with lots of the thick yellow cream. Jack put it on top of the cheese and green beans, over the chips mixed with the dips, on top of the rice covered in spice, over tomatoes, juicy and red. On top of the butter, he spread on the bread. We're still going back to that original step. Jack took some more bread, nice and thick. He put it on top. But then he felt, what do you think he felt? Look at the picture. Okay, he's a little green, so we can tell just by looking at the picture that he probably is feeling a little sick, right? Okay, good. So, I like that book. That's the end. But this book taught a lot of different skills. It had a lot of adjectives that describe nouns in there. It also had a lot of sequence words that transitioned your steps in making the sandwich. First, next, then, last. And it went back to the original steps. It was trying to show you, to stay in order and to keep up with the steps over time. So I thought that was just kind of a funny little book, but you also learned some things by reading it. So, The Sandwich That Jack Made. That was our book for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed reading it for you. And I will see you soon. Bye.